What's up, YouTubers? Johnny DIY here. Today we're going to be changing out the outer tie rod on the Toyota Highlander. If you guys are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and click the bell so you can get all my new videos. Alright, so what I'm talking about is this. This is your outer tie rod end. You may have some clunking and some looseness in your front steering. We'll go ahead and change this out. Let's get to it. First thing we'll do is go ahead and put the emergency brake on good and tight. Then we'll go ahead and chock our back wheels. Then let's go ahead and break loose all of our lug nuts. There we go. Then let's go ahead and jack up both wheels off the front ground and put it up on jack stands. Now let's go ahead and take the wheel off. And I like to slide it underneath the car for extra protection. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the wheel all the way to the opposite side of the car we are working on. That'll make things easier to get to. Okay, here is our tie rod end right here and the nut right here. It's got a cotter pin on it, so we'll go ahead and bend the cotter pin straight again. Then you can give it a nice little tap with your hammer, and then you can pull it out the back with your pliers. Alright, now before we go taking anything off, I'm going to go ahead and mark this adjustment bolt and the threads. Alright, now let's go ahead and put our 19mm on that back adjustment screw and we'll hit it just to knock it loose. Now we can go ahead and put our 17mm breaker bar on that lower one and loosen this baby up like that. It helps if you spray some WD-40 on these connections. Okay, now to break the taper, we'll go ahead and take our sledge, pop that out. There we go. Okay, now let's remove the old tie rod end. We're going to turn it off and we're going to count how many turns. That's one turn. That's two turns. You're going to want to get a front end alignment anytime you do front end work. This is just going to be a rough alignment to match it up. Alright, so I recommend getting a top quality product like these Moog tie rod ends. These are the Moog problem solvers. Don't want to skimp on front end work. But this new one comes with a opening right here on the top for a Zerk fitting so we can grease it. So we'll go ahead and screw this little Zerk fitting in. It's a 7mm to the top. There we go. Okay, so now we'll take the new tie rod in and we're going to screw it back on. It took 12 times, so I'll do 12 spins. Alright, so there it is. Okay, now we can go ahead and lift that tie rod and slip it into the knuckle. There we go. And we'll go ahead and put the nut on the bottom. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grease it up first. I'm just going to pump in a little bit of grease until this boot starts to plump. There we go. Then we're going to go ahead and put our torque wrench on this lower tie rod bolt and we're going to torque it to 36 foot-pounds. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and put a new cotter pin through the tie rod end. We'll go ahead and bend it underneath. Alright, the last step is to lock that lock nut in place on our tie rod. So we will go ahead and just give it a nice tightening. There we go. Alright, now it's always a good idea to go ahead and wipe down your rotors after doing front end work with a clean rag and maybe some alcohol or brake clean. Make sure you get off all the grease on the front and back. Alright, now we can go ahead and put our wheels back on. Put the lugs on, tighten them down. Then once it's down off jack stands, make sure you torque down the lugs real good and tight to spec. And that's it, guys. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe and click the bell so you can get all my new videos. Alright guys, thanks for watching Johnny DIY. I hope you enjoyed this. Keep on doing yourself. Take care.